So here we are in Adobe Illustrator. Here's just kind of some raw sketches and ideas I have kind of out. I'm starting to kind of fine tune and pick out some symbols that I think would be simple enough and clear enough for such a high-end logo. We want to go kind of a little bit more simple and not have anything too complex. Here's what we ended up coming up with. Here's all of the different shapes put together, and it's great to kind of see them all in one place, and I can just kind of study it, kind of sit with it for a day or two. There may be some that really pop out to me as possible ideas. We want to show the client several different ideas, so there could be more than one symbol here we want to work on. And so I'm just looking at these and just trying to figure out what I think could work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slowly highlight a few of these and just copy them and bring them over to my new document, and just so I can start to eliminate ones that I don't think are worth pursuing. So I'm just kind of going through here and looking at the shapes. I wanted to communicate what I want it to communicate, which would be high-end, luxury. I want to have the idea of coaching, help, flexibility, strength, just all those little keywords we came up with and that are from the client brief. We want to make sure we revisit the client brief. We revisit our word mapping as kind of ideas of which symbol might work out best for us. So I'm just going to kind of go through. There's already some I want to eliminate. This one with a triangle, it just almost looks like a superhero symbol. It doesn't quite communicate kind of the sense of life coaching and help and assistance. So I'm just starting to eliminate ones I think are a little bit too maybe masculine. We don't want to be too feminine. We don't want to be too masculine. So just kind of eliminating some ideas that I don't think quite work. And just slowly getting rid of some shapes. And so now I'm here to the leaves. We can start to kind of figure out, let's pursue a leaf as a different concept. And I like how they're geometric and a leaf combined. But when you zoom out on symbols, this is what's really important about logo design, is when you're doing a logo design, it's got to look really good, super duper tiny on a tiny screen, but it's also got to look good large as well. So I like to do a visibility test. So I zoom out and I make sure my logos look really good from a distance. And I have a lot of students do these wonderfully complex logo symbols, but when you zoom out, the lines are way too thin, and so you can't really make out the details. So you want to do this visibility test, zoom out, and make sure that will eliminate some of these because it's maybe hard to tell the details or see the details. We can even start to delete some of these. And so with the leaf, I feel like maybe this one has quite a bit of promise. You could just kind of cluster these together. And there's also the idea of doing a typographic logo as well, where there's not really a symbol too. But after talking with the client, they definitely like the idea of using a symbol for a watermark. So with this case, we're going to mostly be considering a symbol. So it's a back and forth communication with the client that you have to make along this process. So you're not spending so much time with a concept that the client is not interested in. So check back with the client anytime you have a question, anytime you want to send them maybe this whole array of symbols, or pick out a few and say, well, which one are you feeling? Is there a direction you can help point me toward? So we have a leaf, we have a geometric shape. I like the idea of playing on the M. So there's a lot of different M's here. This one looks a little less like an M because of the intersecting diagonal lines. So just kind of erasing a few of these. We've already gotten a leaf picked out. So it's going to be one of these right here. These all clearly look like M's, a little bit more than the other ones. And perhaps this one and this one. We're not sure. I'm just going to go ahead and put both up there. I don't have to just pick one. This one was when I was trying to explore M's. So this is a kind of that same hexagon shape, but I was putting M's on each side of the shape, but kind of seeing it now, it looks a little disorganized. It didn't translate as well as I thought it would. So, sometimes things don't work out, and that is okay. Some of these just look like geometric shapes, but they're not really communicating a lot. This one, a couple of these have potential. I think I'm going to maybe bring this one up. This does have kind of the triangle in the middle, and it's a strength. I think that kind of communicates something here. So let's eliminate some. We don't need any of these. And while some of these look really, really cool, I really like how this one looks right here. I'm wondering if it's not losing, I mean, there is triangles in there and triangles into this shape, and that's kind of the idea, but it's just not seeing anything communicated through the symbol. It just looks cool. So I'm just going to have to leave that one. Maybe I can find a purpose for this icon or symbol in another project I do, maybe a personal branding project. So none of this goes to waste. You can always use these symbols for something else later on. And we have one of these M concepts too. I tried different arrangements of M's. I like the idea over here. I was trying to combine the M and the U. And all I did was I drew a U, this is kind of a U symbol right here, just a line stroke U, and then I just reversed it to create an M and put it together. So this is just one shape I created and combined them together to make my own little custom M and U shape. And I put a little space here for some room. I think this has some potential with the M and the U. I think that's really cool, makes a really neat shape, but it also communicates the U and the M. And I think this doesn't quite work as well. Maybe we could try different colors, but we're going to get there later on in the process. So I think we have a couple of great little symbols to start off with. We started off with probably 100, and now we have just a select few to go ahead and bring into our new document and kind of maybe start to bring in typography into the mix and see how we can combine both of these to really narrow this down even further.